Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 23 Hardcore Series. And hopefully, if we don't get any internet issues, the conclusion of last night's race that we tried to do. A little bit of an issue with some internet problems, but I've done a quick check tonight. Everything seems to be okay. So hopefully we can actually run the race without interruption. It will be a slightly shorter stream tonight, as we are literally just going to be running last night's race. But we'll be back with a full weekend on Monday. So let's get the race underway. So I've put the same strategy in that we had last night. We're going to run with the same game plan. Obviously, we are rolling back the first few laps that we've got done. We weren't that far in, so it makes sense to just reset and restart. And I do realise that I put the wrong thumbnail up for tonight's race. I'll fix that later. Yeah, we're not at Austria. We are very much at Spain. So we're going to be doing the two-stop strategy. Going to start on the softs, going to go to mediums, finish on the softs. Hopefully, we will have a nice, good pace advantage in the final stint. At the very least, we're going to try and look after our tyres as much as we can in this first stint. I've got one extra lap of fuel just to help us, push the braking zones a little bit while we are protecting those tyres so that we can try and stay competitive. And then if all goes well, we will be very comfortable. We do have a front row lockout, which will also help us to control the pace, at least initially. But I do think we will probably get jumped while we are looking after our tyres. How you doing, Horrific? How you doing, Mr. Water, Baron, Army, Victor? Good to see you guys. Let's get to the grid.
The stage is set here in Barcelona as we get ready for 66 laps of the Spanish Grand Prix. You and I won't be the only ones keeping an eye on Oscar Piastri, Karoo.
They start in P1, but will they be able to stay there? The first corner could be so crucial.
And it'll be exciting to see just what will happen here today. One of the oldest races on the Formula One calendar. This is the Spanish Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
All right, we're off the line reasonably well. Once again, just like last night, Max is going to try and jump Schumacher. Can Schumacher hold him off this time? He's got the inside line through 3. And this time he does close him down. Okay, we are immediately going to start looking after the tyres.
Okay, mate, let's keep looking after these tyres.
Now we'll save what's left of the battery for a bit as well.
Okay.
What do I think of Logan having to withdraw? I think it is an understandable decision to make. And I think it speaks volumes about Logan's chances of continuing with the team next year, unless he can suddenly find a lot of consistent point scoring form. And start matching Albon's performance, which I don't think he's going to be able to do. So, yeah, I think that is the beginning of the end for Logan Sargent at Williams. All right, Russell, now having a look at Max. Let's take a look at tyres. A little bit of variance to last night. Now we've got Verstappen and Russell also on softs as Verstappen dives up the inside of Mick. Russell looking to go around the outside.
Okay, buddy, no worries.
To give them some battery again, see if we can hold position. And then a whole chunk of cars on mediums behind us.
Let's keep going.
And then Albon, Ocon, Bottas, Norris and Magnussen also on softs. So no one running on the hards tonight. We will probably have a lot of two stops tonight. I don't know if we're going to have any one stops. We might do. Some of those mediums might go to hards. We shall see. Baron says it's strange that Williams don't have a spare chassis. James Vowles actually said that the reason they don't have a spare is that they are still so far behind after trying to overhaul the way that they do everything at Williams. And their car building process was so far behind in terms of how it's set up. You know, their technology that they were using to track everything in the warehouse so far out of date that they went through a complete overhaul, and rather than taking lots of gradual hits by doing that in stages, they just did it all in one winter, which is why they were late, a little bit late to testing, and why they were a little worried about the shape of their setup. It also is why they are currently not able to have another chassis for Logan. The theory was, let's get all of the pain out of the way in one off season so that we don't have to go through this ever again. If you want to get more details as to just how bad things were, I do recommend watching the races video titled Car Built in Excel. It's definitely a very interesting watch on that one. But yeah, that's effectively why they didn't have a spare chassis.
Now,
We've got a lock-up for Théo Pourchaire.
So here we go, heading into turn one.
Did he hit anybody?
The wheels
Almost.
just lock up there.
Almost hit
What
someone.
caused that, I wonder?
And you can see already we are building a nice, comfortable tyre margin over Max. And George as well, for that matter. Still got a 4-car queue. Stroll has jumped Leclerc to become the first of the medium runners. But he is on the verge of being dropped. Start recharging.
Charging the pack. Copy. Recharge back on. Please recharge on. Copy.
Yeah, I have to say, when I first saw the article, I was a little confused because I just assumed that it was Logan who destroyed the Williams car. And I was like, I don't get it. And then I realised, oh, it was Albon who actually destroyed the car, and then they put Albon into Logan's car. Yeah. This both in one lap pace and long run pace. Say fingers crossed they will stay okay. We've probably overdone it a little bit with Mick. So. Yeah. We'll just have to try and get through it, see if we can. Hopefully it'll calm itself down. Just take Mick out of charge up.
Recharge on, please. Recharge on. Copy. see if we can focus on recharge, please.
Copy.
Right, I think the image quality is suffering a little bit, but it seems to have stabilized a little bit more now. Almost done charging Oscar's battery. We are really pushing the tyre saving hard right now. But we're keeping competitive while we're doing it, which is nice. George still trying to find a way past Oscar, who is just sat in behind quite nicely right now. Mick keeps getting threatened to be dropped. I have to keep just pumping him up a bit because he's having to drive defensively from Stroll. I know the audio, the video is a little bit jumpy, but how's the audio? Is the audio still clear, or is that coming through garbled as well now? Audio's fine. Okay, well, that's something. Oh, a lunge from George. Very sneaky there. Just managed to fight that one off. Let's take a look at tyres. We've actually got the best tyres on the grid right now, which is very, very nice. Oscar having a little look and throws it up the inside. Just make sure we get the DRS.
Bringing the pack back up. Copy. Recharge on.
Copy.
That is Oscar moving through and into the lead.
Energy's good. Copy.
So the field is still really bunched up because we are just not letting anyone break away. And by sitting in front like this, we're slowing things down even more. So those gaps that are out there should all close back up again. There aren't that many. There's a gap between Gasly and Perez. Norris just a little off the back of Bottas. And now hopefully we can frustrate Max and Russell and burn their tyres up a little bit more in the dirty air behind us. Schumacher doing a good job to hold up and frustrate Stroll.
Go recharge off when you're ready.
Copy.
Max retakes the lead. Let's check our confidence levels. Very good for Oscar there. Stuck it back into second. Mick needs a little bit more of a boost, but still ahead of where he started. And like I say, we're just being very patient in this opening stint, trying to build up a nice healthy tyre advantage. We will sprint away at some point soon. That's why I've been rebuilding the batteries to full and protecting the tyres as much as we can. Max's tyres now down to just 56%. Need Russell's tyres to burn out a little bit quicker. Let's try and break Oscar away this lap.
Use energy. Copy. do everything you can, mate.
Yeah.
Copy.
So that puts Oscar into peak confidence as we break him through.
You're doing a good job. Currently P1.
And we're just going to sprint. We'll focus on Oscar for a little bit, and then we will try and do the same with Schumacher. Want to make sure we get that gap going first. Looks like we were able to drop Max before this DRS zone here. Yes, we were, which puts him under pressure from George. Gonna sprint for 2 laps. Really try and open that gap up. Welcome Leber Gang. Let's up Mick's pace just a little bit, as Russell has now punched through ahead of Max. Still looking good, Baron.
We need to focus on the energy now. We've got no energy, no energy. Save fuel, save fuel.
Lift and coast where you can.
Copy.
So we have a 3-second lead. Oscar pumping in some very good laps there. George is still trying to push the pace a little bit.
Let's pick our pace up. Let's go.
It's time for us to think about moving Mick forward as well, if not for nothing else than to make sure he gets that boosted confidence for getting the overtakes in place.
See if we can push up. Okay, good job. No more lift and coast required.
Copy.
Double overtake as we get alongside George. Can't quite get alongside Max as well, but we are up into 3rd place now. And it doesn't look like Mick got the actual confidence boost for that one. Bit frustrating as he immediately goes straight on the attack on Max, tries to go round the outside at turn 5, just rockets past. Means he will give up the DRS. Gonna have to sprint for another lap. This time he does get the confidence boost. That's better. I think we might have just got the 1 second gap that we needed. Yeah, Max's rear wing does not open.
Lift and coast required.
Copy.
Let these guys go.
Let's go.
And there we go.
Charge on.
Copy.
Okay,
So now we should have time to rebuild our batteries before the pit stops. We are 2.5 seconds clear now of George and Max. Who are now coming under pressure from Stroll, Leclerc, Perez, and all the rest of those medium runners. And we've actually got a breakaway group now. You can see as the field's starting to stretch a little bit.
Recharge on.
Copy.
No more lift and coast required.
Okay, copy.
We're going to let these two fight a little bit so that we can try and get those overtakes in without slowing us down, and it means we can alternate between who gets charged and who's pushing the pace a little bit. Yeah, big gaps open that now between Sainz and Gasly, up to 3.5 seconds. Little gap opening up between Leclerc and Perez as well, 1.5 seconds there. Porsche a long way off after that lockup, nearly 14 seconds behind.
Bring the pack up.
Yeah, copy.
Recharge on.
And now we'll get Oscar to punch the hole and put Mick back into charge mode. There we go. 3 second gap now. Is anyone going to switch to a one stop, or are we going to see 2 stops up and down the grid? Sainz might be 2 stopping. He is down to 45% on his tyres. Those in the 50s, especially drivers like Gasly, might well be 1 stopping here. Oh, and there we go, straight away. Max and George both into the pits. Hard tyres. And medium tyres. So Max is 2 stopping. I've got to imagine George is probably 2 stopping as well, because it's an early stop. I mean, I don't think, theoretically, he could try and go to the end on those hards, but I don't think they've got enough life in them to go 48 laps. Not here.
No lift and coast required.
Gap has come down a little bit now. Leclerc and Stroll are pretty quick at the moment. We are definitely tripping over ourselves on that last lap a little bit. We were too busy watching what was going on with the
Overtake
cars
available.
behind us.
We can just focus on charging the pack. Big lift now.
Tyres are just a little bit above the prediction. Still looking a bit low. See, Verstappen and Russell came out all the way down in 16th and 17th. Quite a way off the back of the field as well. You see 4.5 seconds off the back of Norris, who himself has dropped off.
No saving required.
Going to box next lap.
And box, box.
Copy, box.
Back off. Charge is good.
Copy.
Now you see Leclerc has caught Oscar. I was going to box him next lap, but I'm actually going to box him this lap.
Let's box now, please. Box now.
Copy, box.
As Leclerc will get through. Can't really do anything to stop that from happening, but that's okay.
Copy.
There you see
Box now.
him rolling through.
Copy, box.
That's an excellent stop, 2.1 seconds.
Okay, it's going to be close on pit exit.
We're going to get passed by Max and George. But we're going to be close to the back of George. Once again, we will look after our tyres a little bit.
Overtake is available.
Oscar.
There we go. Oscar into the pits.
Yeah, copy.
Two 2.3, not quite as quick. It's still a decent time. Oscar will come out behind Mick, but comfortably ahead of Sainz. Going to bring these tyres in gradually. And we've got a yellow flag. That's a Mercedes off at turn 1, Bottas.
So this is what happened. Now this was at turn 1.
Under pressure from the Williams.
The brakes couldn't cope. Just unable
And just
to
locks
control
it
the
up.
car by that point.
Check my car, please check my car.
And there we go. Mick's ERS now has ticked down to 40 or below 40%. As Leclerc boxes from the lead. And he's going hard, so this could be a one-stop. He'll have to do 44 laps on those tyres. And here comes Oscar, and he's going to get out in front of Oscar. Schumacher's tyres now up to temperature.
Recharge on, please recharge on.
Use energy.
Oscar's tyres will reach that point very soon. Let's see if we can get past Charles Leclerc nice and quickly before his tyres warm up. Make sure we get the ERS if we can.
Focus on getting the pack up.
Oh, no,
Copy.
looks like we're going to hit the detection point.
Use energy.
Now we're just going to make sure we stay ahead if we can. Back into peak confidence, and we have got the block. That's good. Mick closing in on Joe. Still lapping slower than George and Max at the moment, but again, look at the difference in tyre wear already. Because once again, they are pushing their tyres, so this is increasing the likelihood that they will have to go mediums or maybe even hards in the next stint. You know, maybe hards for Max. I would say possibly mediums for George. If he keeps pushing his tyres hard like that. See a pace in hand.